Open heart, open mind. Once again, I welcome you all to the Satwa Project, an online official platform of the Satwa channel. Myself, Samita Gandhi.
I'm Samiksha Meshram, and we both are from the Sattva Youth, bringing Dharma to you and bridging Dharma with youth. The Sattva Youth is online official platform of the Sattva project.
So, first of all, let me thank our supporters who had made this program possible for us. First of all, I would like to thank our premier sponsor and media partner, Durian Asian and Durian FM. Thank you very much for your kindness. And then I would also like to thank a very important man behind the scene who is operating everything, Brother Song. May I please request Brother Song to greet our audience.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and we hope all of us who are watching will find great benefit in today's session. Please do like and share our post so that more can benefit. And for those who are watching later on YouTube, please do subscribe and like as well. And now back to you, our Samikshas.
Thank you, Brother Song.
So, our today's meditation session is going to be guided by Venerable Dr. Tenzin Dadon. Our topic of the today's session entitled Spreading Loving Kindness in a Fearful World, which is a part of our series called Meditation for World Peace and Global Healing. Sitting quietly at home, spreading love and kindness all around the globe. So, our session will begin with a short introductory talk, and then we will meditate and sit together, followed up by question and answer, and then we will wind up this session with dedication prayer. So, before going into our session, I would like to uh, we would like to have a short introduction of Venerable Dr. Tenzin Dadon. So I would like to request Samiksha to please give a short introduction of Venerable Tenzin Dadon.
Thank you, Samantha. So, let me take the opportunity to introduce to you Venerable Sonam Wangmo. Suma, Dr. Tenzin Dadon, was born in Sashikang, Bhutan on 22nd December 1977. Suma became a nun in 1993 at the age of 16 in Dharmshala. After completing high school in Bhutan, she later received her Samanerika ordination from His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama in Dharmshala in 1999. Suma Tenzin also holds Master of Arts degrees in Buddhist Studies from Delhi University, India in 2009, specializing in Tibetan Buddhism, and from the International Buddhist College IBC, Thailand in 2016, broadening her scope to all Buddhist traditions. Suma Dr. Tenzin Dadon completed her Doctor of Philosophy degree in Gender and Religion at the University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in 2017, focusing her anthropological thesis on nuns in Bhutan with the aim of improving the status and living conditions of nuns in her native country. Suma is also the first Himalayan Buddhist nun to obtain a PhD. Now, may I please request Venerable Sonam Wangmo to begin the session? The session is all yours. Please guide us through your words.
Thank you. Good evening to everyone. And I thank Sattva Project for giving me a platform to share this, the topic on spreading loving kindness in a fearful world. And also, I would like to say a warmest tashidele to everyone who are participating here online. And then also thank you all for supporting me by participating here. So before I begin, maybe I will do a short chanting in a Tibetan just to set our motivation, because the setting of our motivation is very important when it comes to the Dharma sharing, or even if it is not Dharma sharing, anything that we could do good. I think it is good to set a motivation that we're doing all this for the sake of all sentient beings, and then also set a motivation that you will be practicing also in the middle how to listen well to whatever the person who is giving a talk, And then finally also to practice in listening attentively, which I think many of us has the problem. We don't like to listen, but we like to talk, talk, talk. So I think it is also very important to set a motivation that you uh, listen, and then and then once you have listened, you also take the words and the meanings of what the person have talked into your heart. So that is how, once you listen, then you take the meanings of what you have understood, and then only you can put it into the practice. Yeah. So to set our motivation, I will do a short chanting. So which actually will be, I'll be doing the short chanting in Tibetan, which is taking refuge and generating of the bodhicitta, which is the awakening of the mind for the sake of all sentient beings. And then one short verses of the Heart Sutra. So, okay. Sangye chodan tsoke chonamla jancho bado dane chapsuji dagi jinso gebe sunam ge trola penche sangye chubara shu sangye chodan tsoke chonamla jancho bado dane chapsuji dagi jinso gebe sunam ge trola penche sangye chubara shu Sangye choda tsoke chonamla jancho badu dane chapsuj. Dagi jinso gebe sunamge tola penche sangye do barashu. Simchen tamche dewa da dewe juda dembra juje simchen tamche dungel da dungye ge juda dewara juj simchen tamche dungye mebe dewa da mi dewara juje simchen tamche yere chada nida dawe tanyum la nepara juruji masam jime shira pare che maki miga namke ngung suso rari she je wa disum gewe yumla chatse lo. So, okay. So the today's topic will be on the spreading loving kindness in a fearful world. So to talk on the spreading loving kindness, so we have to first of all know what is loving kindness. Yeah? Loving kindness is actually a wish that all sentient beings, without any exception, be happy. So we always wish for the happiness of others, all sentient beings, not leaving even a single being behind. So generally speaking, we can see that all sentient beings, from your own self, beginning from your own self, we wish for the free of suffering and wish to have the harmony, peace and happiness. And even the likewise, like we wish for happiness oneself, even the animals, even the ruthless, the heartless people without any conviction to the dharma and all also want the happiness, they want the peace. But the only thing that that we always go after is not, I mean, we don't work on the thing that we bring the happiness, but we always follow the things that is not actually relevant to the things that doesn't, that bring happiness. We are always opposite in when it comes to the action. So among many of the causes and conditions in bringing the happiness to us, where we wish for happiness and do not want the suffering, I think loving kindness and compassion, bringing loving kindness and the compassion to our heart is one of the main source also to achieve the happiness in us. So, but when we talk about practicing the loving kindness and compassion, which means giving our happiness to others through the visualizations and all, immediately the people react thinking that if we undertake the loving kindness or compassion, then they must sacrifice everything and leave nothing for themselves. Like in certain practices, we have to give our happiness to others and we take the suffering of others. People take it literally, you know. We have many come across many people who literally take that. So in terms of this also, like loving kindness and all, people react thinking that when we do the loving kindness and compassion, they have to sacrifice everything and then leave nothing for them. But in contrast, in contrary to that, actually, when we wish for the sincere love and compassion to the others, the very moment that you have that, we towards the others, then we actually experience the peace and harmony in your own heart, in your own mind. So this kind of peace and harmony actually doesn't need any other sources, but just the genuine feeling, the genuine, the real love and all, without any attachment, without any what is it called, agenda behind that. Yeah, so just need a genuine feeling. So you need enough space just to express your love genuinely for all sentient beings, not as an attachment to your near one or the loved one, but for everyone equally. So in what is it called, the Gampopa, and many of the masters in the past also said that we can use this technique of developing the mind, loving kindness and compassion, especially like first of all we can engage it to our parents, especially to the mother, who is very close to all of us, because the mother is the one who have been like since the day that we are conceived in their womb. They are the one who have really taken care. They protected us from any kind of suffering, even when we are in the womb also, because of us that we are in their womb. They were very careful of what they eat and what they drink, even though it is that they feel like eating and it is their favorite food and drinks and all also, that they have to give up because of us, because they were worried that we might suffer inside their womb if they take this and that. So in that way, we have to really feel the kindness and the gratitude towards the mother, and through that we can develop the loving kindness and compassion towards our parents, especially the mother. And then once we are also born, until certain age, with some children it takes about 3-4 years also, where the children are able to learn how to walk and talk. Some children are faster, but some are slow. So it doesn't matter. They mothers are constantly there taking care of us. And then when we until in fact actually until the last day also, if the parents, or otherwise until the half of our life, if they are not so long lived. But if they are long lived, then most of our life, the parents, for parents, even if the children are big enough, they are still a child for the parents, especially for the mothers. So in that way we can rely, uh, we can use our loving, we can develop our loving kindness and compassion towards all sentient beings, as we do towards the mothers, towards our mother. And and some people, they are not so connected with the mothers, then they can use whoever is very much close to their heart. It can be a friend, a brother, sister, or your own children. Whoever is very close to you, you can develop that loving kindness and compassion. And then slowly you can develop it to all other strangers, to your neighbors. Then slowly you spread it to all the sentient beings. Actually, it is we can't do that so without attachment and all, is because of our self-cherishing. Because the self-cherishing is the main source of all this undesirable condition and conflicts that bind us into the samsara. So we have to let go of that and then think of all sentient beings, as it is a wish for happiness for all sentient beings. So we wish like we are wishing the good for our mother or the parents, and if not for our loved ones, as I mentioned, either to our brothers or sisters or friends, whoever is closest to you, closest or nearest to you. Sorry. So therefore, whether one is a Buddhist or when one is not a Buddhist practitioner, it doesn't matter. We have to understand and practice the loving kindness and compassion, because this is actually nothing to do with the Buddhism and all. Yes, it is marked, many people mark it as a practice of a Buddha Dharma and all, but actually it is also practiced in every other faith and tradition, religion. So it doesn't matter whether we are Buddhist or not to practice in this. So from the day we are born and until we die, we have to depend on others, isn't it, for the happiness and all? Because we cannot be happy if we don't depend on others, because every single sentient being is connected each other. If I am not there, if you are not there, you won't be there if I'm not there, isn't it? So in the similar way, we need others also for us to practice this loving kindness and all. So especially in terms of this now in the fear, like as the topic says, that it is to overcome the fearful world. So we can see now during the COVID, it is a fear. That's why we are always locked down, because we rely on each other. If we are exposed, if we are not locked down, if everybody is going out, there are some who are careful, who will wear masks, who will wear their uh, shield or anything to protect and practice the social distance. But at the same time, there are many who will not. So it will not help each other. But if everybody is aware of each other, and then they protect themselves, and then you think of others also, not only for the sake of your own, but to protect others also. If we were, then we're helping each other, isn't it? So but if we are not thinking about others, we are thinking about only oneself, then some people won't bother. So in that way we have to think, because we have to rely, because if we do not take care of each other, then we will always be under the lockdown. We will not be able to come out of this. We will not be able to come out of this situation, because there always will be a rise in the cases, and then it will never go down. So if the case is always done, then what else we can do? Just to keep it locked down, so that the people don't come out and all. So also for the cultivation of this precious this thing, loving kindness and all, this to develop the loving kindness and compassion is actually to counter the ill will, the bad deeds, bad thing, bad doings and all. The extent of loving kindness is has to be like requires the love which is genuine and expressed to everyone, but I mean not attached to the beings or anything. That for example, if we are doing it with for the mother and all, it is not because of the love that you have only for the mothers. So we are just giving an example that how grateful and how kindness the parents, mothers are. So in that way we take an example, and we have to develop the loving kindness and this to all. So in this loving kindness, in the Tibetan traditions, we practice it through the four immeasurables, which I recited in the beginning after the refuge and the generating of the bodhicitta, so which is Semchen Thamche Dewadan Dewe Judang, which actually translates into, if in the English chanting, then it is, may all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of happiness, the first one, which is the love or the immeasurable love, or it is called loving kindness. And then may all sentient beings be free of suffering and the causes of suffering, which is the compassion, or we call it Nyingje. in Tibetan. And then may all sentient beings never be separated from the supreme happiness, which is without suffering, which is in Tibetan is called gawa, which is immeasurable joy. That is the joy. And then may all sentient beings remain in the boundless equanimity, free from both attachment to close ones and the rejections of others, which talks about the tangyum. In Tibetan it's called tangyum, but it's immeasurable equanimity. So each antidotes to the enmity, for example, the loving kindness or the immeasurable love, antidotes to the enmity. And then the ningje or the compassion, the second one, antidotes to the anger. And then the gawa, which is the immeasurable joy, antidotes to jealousy. And the tangyum or the immeasurable equanimity, um, antidotes to the indifferences, that we really differentiate. He's my friend, this one is not my friend, so and so. So we just try to build the same attitude towards all sentient beings. So but when it comes to the Tibetan Buddhism or the Tibetan tradition, the sequence of these four immeasurables, when in terms of the practice, even though when it is in the terms of the chanting, it is followed by the love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. But when it comes to the practice, in terms of the practice, then they do the equanimity, the immeasurable equanimity in the first. They begin first with that, followed by the love and the compassion and the joy. So because initially we need to train the mind in equanimity, is because uh, we are always attached to our friends and we are aggressive towards the enemies. But in reality, what we take as a friends has been actually enemies, friends, families in our past lives, which we have gone through numerous times from the beginningless time. And then and then the friend that we consider now could have been our enemy also in the past. And then to this, we have one example also given I read it in the words of my perfect teacher by the Zapaltu Rinpoche. Actually, it is the noble Katayana, I think, who said that he eats his father's flesh while striking his own mother, and cradles in his lap the enemy he killed. The wife is gnawing at her husband's bones, and samsara is enough to make you laugh out loud. So you see, we cannot predict that this life's family has been a friend and a family forever in the past lives. It changes. So it has been all these sentient beings have been our mother or a father or any of the relatives or anything in our life. So that means that we have always been connected. So in terms of the second one, love, since all sentient beings show exactly the same kindness as your parents, so we have to cultivate love to them and wish them happiness in order to repay. So how we usually will repay to our parents for taking, especially the mother, for taking us 9 months or sometimes even 10 months in the womb. Then after we are born also, they have to really take care of us, even cleaning the diapers and this and that. So we have to think of all the kindness and the gratitude and return back the kindness through the loving kindness. So in that way, you start with your parents and then you develop loving kindness and compassion towards the other beings. And also, as the Buddha in the Metta Sutta said, just as a mother would protect her only child at the risk of her own life, even so, let us cultivate a boundless heart towards all sentient beings. So we have to cultivate compassion as well, which is the wish for being to be freed from suffering. So, for example, you imagine a prisoner who is to be executed, or an animal being taken into the slaughterhouse. Even if you cannot develop the loving kindness and compassion towards that, then you put it yourself or your parents in that position and think and reflect. that you are being taken for the execution, or you are being taken to be slaughtered, or otherwise you think of your own parents now, the present life's parents is taken, and then that time you experience the intense feeling of compassion towards your the parents, isn't it? So in the similar way, you try to expand it, that type of experience, slowly, 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 towards the friends, then to the strangers, and then to the all sentient beings. So you have to, in that way, practice. And then in the similar way, when you also see somebody who is very happy, healthy, and then they're very powerful in the positions and all, you enjoy, rejoice in them, instead of being resentful and envious of them. Just enjoy, rejoice, rejoice, and instead rejoice, and together you wish that their power or the riches or their good health or whatever good that they are having to increase even furthermore. So this is how you practice the four immeasurables, because everybody wants happiness, and then by staying in the isolation we will not be able to practice. We will not be able to get the happiness. The happiness depends, as earlier mentioned, the happiness of oneself depends on the happiness of the others, and likewise the happiness of the others also depend on the one's happiness. So because we are all depending on each other, so the best way of cultivating this virtuous attitude, or the positive attitude, is through meditation, which in which we have a specific meditation which is called the metta meditation, or a loving kindness meditation. So for this we have to follow a like proper meditation posture, which usually in the Tibetan we have a 7-point meditation posture. So I'm sure all of you might be very aware of what are the 7 positions, and then why we also have to follow the 7 postures of the meditation. But as a reminder, just I will go through briefly, like especially for those people, maybe if there are any new people who are not so familiar with the positions. It is just that we try to sit cross-legged, if possible, in the Vajra posture. If not, then we can also sit in a case where we tuck our left foot under the right thigh and put the right foot on the left thigh. This is called a half lotus also. And then the most important is that you have to have your back, the spine straight while you're doing meditation, because then it is easy for the flow of your wind and all this, because of the channel. But if the person is not able to sit on the floor cross-legged or anything, because of the health issues and all, then you can sit on the chair or on the bed as comfortably as you can. But most important is to keep your the backbone straight, as I mentioned, and then your arms formed in the bow shaped, not too close to the body, and then not too outside also, protruding outside. So, and then you put your right hand also on the top of the left hand, and then touching the 2 thumbs together, and then put it on the lap. Make it like that and put it on the bed. And our neck should be straight, but not so slanting towards back, or not too much to the back down, but little bit, the chin, this one chin is protruding a little bit towards inside. And then the eyes, you focus on the tip of the nose, or you can semi-close the eyes. Don't close it fully, or don't keep it too wide also, that you will get distracted, distracted. If you keep too fully opened, or if you keep it fully closed, then you might fall asleep. So semi-close. And then the mouth and lips, you can keep it relaxed. Don't shut it too close also. Like this, don't go close. And then the tongue, you slightly touch the upper palate. upper palate, so that also the flow of the saliva and all this will be controlled. Otherwise, it will be distracting again in the meditations. So, okay. So, since it is a meditation session, we will try to do a short meditation on this loving kindness. So before we go to the actual meditation on the loving kindness, we have to calm our mind. So to calm our mind, follow all the meditation posture, the 7 postures that I've mentioned. Sit comfortably, your backbones up straight, eyes semi-closed. And then take a deep breath. Take a deep, long, deep breath. And then just to calm your mind, just breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. And breathe in the feeling, breathing in, feeling the lungs expanding, and breathing out, feeling a sense of letting go. Then breathe in again to feel the body getting fuller, and breathing out, you feel the release of any tension in your body, your hand, leg, stomach, anywhere, any parts of the body you have a tension, you feel the release of all these tensions, your stress. Just relax, let go. And then breathing in again, feeling alive and awake. Breathing out, feeling all the muscles being relaxed. So this is how we practice usually for the loving kindness. First of all, calming the mind, and then we come to the actual meditation of the loving kindness. Once our mind is settled, if we mind are not settled one time, then you continue this for few sessions. Or if you are not able to this, you can concentrate on the breath also. You just breathe in, breathe out. As you breathe in, you be aware that you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, be aware that you're breathing out. And just breathe in, out, inhale, exhale, and then calm your mind. Once your mind is calm, then you project your thoughts, like starting from yourself. Best is to start from yourself. Think that, may I be happy, may I be well, may I be free from suffering towards oneself. And then once we feel again stable of all this in your own self, then you do it on others, like the loved ones, then the strangers and all. So to practice this meditation of loving kindness, the actual meditation, put both hands on the heart, pause it, and then feel the warmth in the heart. Feel. And as you feel the warmth, breathe in and out. And speak to yourself, either loudly or silently, in a very warm and caring tone, that this is a moment of suffering. And suffering is a part of life. We have to remember that suffering is a part of life. It's an impermanence where it goes, where it comes and goes. So definitely there are a lot of suffering now and a fear from this COVID and all. But it is just a matter of time. So just think that it is a part of a life. As it has come, it will also go one day. But it's just a matter of time. And it is also depending on us and all the others who are surrounding us. Because once we follow all the protocols of the SOP and then all the doctors, what the doctors are saying and all, definitely we will be able to overcome this. It is not that it's going to be there forever, but definitely it will go. It is only a matter of time, and it's also depends on us on how much we are following according to the doctors and the SOPs and all. So just say that this is a moment of suffering. Suffering is a part of life. And then you say that, may I be kind to myself in this moment of suffering, and may I give myself the love and the compassion that I need. Then once your heart is very warm from this, then you continue that, may I be well and happy. May I be peaceful and calm. May I be protected from dangers. May my mind be free from hatred. And may my heart be filled with love. So practice this for a few seconds, or reflecting again on, may I be well and happy. May I be peaceful and calm. May I be protected from dangers. May my mind be free from hatred. May my heart be filled with love. Once you're very calm and you feel so much of warmth in yourself, then move on to your loved ones, to your family and the friends who are very close to you. Then think that, may he or she be well and happy. May he or she be peaceful and calm. May he or she be protected from dangers. May her or his mind be free from hatred. And may his or her heart be filled with love. Reflect on the loved one in that way for a few seconds. And as you feel that you are genuinely able to develop the loving kindness and the compassion towards your loved one, then you move on to the next stage, which is towards the strangers that you don't know him or her. So think that, may he be well, may they be well and happy. Because in terms of stranger, you can think about more. Also in terms of the friends and family, the loved one, also you can think more than one or two. Not necessary, it has to be just one or two. So may they be well and happy. May they be peaceful and calm. May they be protected from the dangers. May their mind be free from hatred. And may their heart be filled with love. So I think in terms of generating or developing the loving kindness towards oneself, to your loved ones, is very easy, yeah? To stranger, maybe it's not that easy as we do it to ourselves and to our loved ones, but still okay. So then now you have to try to do it on the enemies, or the person who doesn't like you or harm you in one or two, in any other way that they harm you. Even though all these are impermanence, it is not always the enemy. If you think it is enemy in this lifetime, it is an enemy in the past life. It is not, as earlier mentioned, that because we have gone through innumerable lifetimes, which is uncountable from the very beginningless. So there's no beginning from where we have started. So that's why after building the equanimity in the beginning, like thinking everybody is same. So in that way, you take the enemies, bring them in front of you, and then think or visualize or meditate, developing the loving kindness, saying that may he or she be well and happy. May he or she be peaceful and calm. May he or she be protected from dangers. And may he or his or her mind be free from hatred. And may his heart be filled with love. So genuinely think that, like I and our loved ones want happiness and do not want the suffering, and want everybody to love us and like us and all in the similar way. You think about others as well, the strangers, all the other sentient beings also want in a similar way as us. They want the happiness and they do not want the suffering. Now that you are able to do also with the enemies, now you try to do it for all the sentient beings. So slowly, slowly you can spread it to more and more. You can start with oneself, then with your loved ones. Then slowly, if you immediately cannot do it on the sentient beings, you practice on your neighbors, then to your community, then to your countrymen, and then you can do it to the globally for all sentient beings. So you can practice step by step. So you also now practice for the sentient beings. May all be well and happy. May all be peaceful and calm. May all be protected from dangers. May all the mind be free from hatred. And may all the heart be filled with love. Try to not differentiate it through your gender, through the races, class, creed, positions, but think everyone as a one human. As recently I was listening to His Holiness the Dalai Lama's talk, which he gave recently. It was a dialogue on the happiness. His Holiness was time and again mentioning that we have to think everyone as a one human, not as, let's say, for example, if I'm talking about me, I'm from Bhutan, I'm a Buddhist nun, not like that, but as a same human, as a one humanity. So when you also practice in terms of the loving kindness, generating the bodhicitta, the compassion to all sentient beings also, similar way, but it's as it is not easy, you develop loving kindness, bodhicitta, or the compassion through the generating it towards your parents first and then to the loved one and slowly increase it. But if eventually when you actually think about all as a oneness, there's no such thing as a country, creed and color and races and all. You will be able to develop the oneness, and then I think it will be automatically you will be able to develop or generate the loving kindness and the compassion towards all sentient beings. So with that, I conclude with His Holiness Dalai Lama's word, saying that love and compassion are necessities. It's not the luxuries. So without them, humanity cannot survive. So with this word, I Thank you for all of you for listening attentively. Thank you. Sorry. Your mic is off. Your mic is not on.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for this beautiful meditation session. In this today's world of chaos and all this, we really need now this kind of meditation to calm ourselves as well as to have a stable kind of relationship with all our fellow beings here. And then now this is the time for a question answer session. Let us see if we have got any questions from audience. So the song, can you
Okay.
please display the questions if you have got from audience? Okay, there is one
Okay.
question. Uh,
Okay.
Many
The
people said
question.
that metta meditation can help us to become healthy and stress free. So, can loving kindness really help us in curing any disease, or more practically, to enhance our immune system in fighting against the COVID 19?
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Very good questions. Yes. I would say definitely it will help to become healthy and stress free, and also to enhance our immunity. Because to enhance our immunity, or to have a good and a strong immunity, and to have a good health, we need a peace of mind. Because the physical health is not so important compared to the mind. If your inner health is good, then all the physical health will be automatically good. Because all the health issues, or all the stress, anger, and all this that comes, is because we have no peace in the heart, in the mind, in inner peace. We don't have inner peace. But once you develop the inner peace through the practice of metta meditation, or loving kindness, actually is the same, metta meditation and the loving kindness, and then also the compassion, S- or any type of the meditations. In fact, not only the metta meditation and all, anything, any kind of meditation that you practice, it will help to calm your mind down. And then once your mind is calmed down, definitely you will be able to overcome all this, the anger, hatred, jealousy, and all this. So in that way, it will develop your health, as well as it will definitely boost your immunity. Yeah, thank you. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, really. Everything starts from mind, as we studied always. And then, yeah, if we are happy with our mind, automatically we will have a good health. I think
Yes.
we have one more question from audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
To speak something about equanimity. Let's speak about the equanimity. Yeah. Okay. So equanimity actually is like treating everybody equally, same. Yeah. Treating equally everybody, treating same, in a same way. Because we are always into the, what is it, differentiating that I am this, you are that, and then this is my family, that is your family, this is my friend, that is your friend, and this is my enemy, and all. So equanimity means actually bringing all in the equal state. Tangyum, we call it in Tibetan words. So because we are actually differentiating all this, you versus me, and then the love versus anger, and all this, is because we are all ignorant, very ignorant. And as earlier mentioned, that what we think of now as our loved one, or the family, or the friend, is not always the friend or the family in the past lives. We have gone through many, many lifetimes from the very beginningless. That's why we say beginningless, where we actually cannot trace back from when. So from the beginningless, and innumerable times we have been going through. That's why we are always in the samsara, because we are always bound by the ignorance. ignorance is the main, the three defilements that keep us binding, for the three poisons. So because of the ignorance, we are always in the cycle of samsara, which is the birth, old age, sickness, and death. And then again we die, again we are reborn in this samsara, because we are not free from the ignorance. So we have to, like, really try not to be attached to our loved ones and this thinking. So you can see in our own life also, actually speaking, you don't have to reflect on the very, very beginningless or in the past life where we cannot remember anything. Within this lifetime also, you can see that those who are friend in the beginning, it becomes enemy later. Even within the family also, we are not always family, isn't it? We are family as long as the things goes well. But sometimes when one of the family members do not have uh, what is it called, not much, like insensitive, the money or the wealth or fame, then that one is naturally like put down by other members of the family, even within the same sibling, even if they are from the true what is called blood from the same families also. If the person is little bit like not so clever, they do not have enough money and all to survive, then the rest of the family members, siblings, do not look at them. So all this comes. So it is, we cannot say that always the loved one is always the loved ones, even in our previous lives and all these things. So we have to think in that way, that what we have now as a loved one or as a family is not always loved one, and then which we look now as the enemy, or the people who doesn't like us and all these things, as a enemy forever in the past life and now also, and in the future also it will be. So we should like forget about all these things and try to look at everyone equally in the same way. That because, in as said, we have gone through many lives in the past. So in one of the lifetime, definitely this one gone have been our parents, or our father or a mother, or maybe brother, sister, enemy, whatever it can be. So it just goes round and round and round. So in that way, just think about all this to develop the equanimity in everybody. So I think that is how you can develop. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I think we have got some more questions at the top.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one more question which says, what is the difference between loving kindness meditation and the practice of self-love? Is it
Mm-hmm.
isn't it true that in Buddhism we talk about no self and we aim to
Mm-hmm.
become selfless and we try to get rid of our self-cherishing attitude? How
Mm-hmm.
to reconcile these two different concepts in our practice then?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, loving kindness meditation, the differences in the loving kindness meditation and the practice of self love. So, actually, when we talk about the loving kindness meditation, we start with the love of ourself. So, if you are loving it, not with the attachment and all, I think it becomes the practice of loving kindness. But if you're practicing the self love with the attachment of only yourself being happy, yourself being free from harm and danger, for yourself to be good, and that you yourself to get everything that you want, then I think it is not coinciding with the loving kindness meditation. And in the similar way, even if you are doing the loving kindness to the others, friends, loved ones, and then the enemy and all, if you're love for them, when you're practicing is with attachment, then it doesn't become a loving kindness. The even though you are practicing according to the steps of how you are supposed to be following, in terms of like when you're practicing the loving kindness meditation or the metta meditation, but if your love for that is not genuine, it's not full hearted, it's not pure, if it is with the attachment or with some agenda, or I'm loving this person or I'm doing good to this person, is because in return you're expecting something, then it doesn't become a loving kindness. So yes, in terms of these things, self cherishing and all these things, we try to practice to give away the practice of self cherishing, because we try to actually practice more on loving the others rather than the self. I'm not sure whether I'm coming to the point or not. Mhm.
Maybe, maybe the one who has asked has got his answer. Otherwise, still they can ask in comment
Hopefully,
section.
hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Like when we talked about loving kindness and getting attached to something, so many a times we think that we are practicing loving kindness, but we forget the fine lines of being getting attached to. So how to be aware, or uh, how to put these two things in proper place, that okay, we are practicing loving kindness, but on the other hand we are not getting attached to a thing to which we are being very kind.
So, in terms of this, I think we have to practice also on the mindfulness. That's why we have to familiarize oneself with the mindfulness in the beginning. With any of the meditations we do, we have to practice the mindfulness, because once we are very familiar with the mindfulness, then as we do for example, the loving kindness meditation, when we do, then when we are mindful, we know we are doing this meditation of loving kindness towards somebody else. And then you can immediately find out whether you are doing it with the genuine love that you are developing for that person or the things or animal, or it is with the agenda. When you are mindful, then immediately you will get the answer. But if you're not mindful, then as it comes, it will go, and then you won't even realize. So that's why we have to try to practice mindfulness and develop the concentration. Like that's why we practice on the breathing meditation and all this also. Like we breathe in and breathe out, and we be aware or mindful that we are breathing in, and as we breathe out, we breathe out. And then once the mind wander, immediately we know that our mind is wandering. Like in a similar way, when we are doing the loving kindness meditation, we feel that we are doing genuine loving kindness, but somehow sometimes when the agenda comes up in your mind because of your mindfulness practice on a daily basis and all, you will see, you can get the reflection that actually there is an agenda or something that you have. But if you're doing it with a pure heart, with a pure love, genuine love, which is without any attachment and all, then I think it will also show that it is a genuine. So through that, I think we can also differentiate. So that's why we say that meditation is not one time session. We just sit or anything, but we have to practice it on a daily basis. And meditation, most people like think that meditation means just sitting on the cushion. It is not necessary. The meditation can be done anyway, as we walk, as we eat, as we sleep. Each thing that we are doing is actually a meditation, because when you are doing anything, anywhere, anytime, as long as you're mindful of this, it's a meditation. So that's why there is such thing as a walking meditation, sleeping meditation, eating meditations, and all this, isn't it? But most people think that only meditation means it is just sitting on the cushion. But if you're sitting on the cushion also, if your mind is not there, your your body, physical body, is sitting there on the cushion, but if your mind is wandering somewhere else, then it is not a meditation. Even if you're in the mountains and caves sitting there for years and years, like especially in the Tibetan tradition, we have 3 years, 6 years, 9 years retreat and all. So those who are going in the retreat and all, also only physically they're staying there, but you're not doing the meditation. Your mind is not there because you're wandering, your minds are wandering. So because mind is the forerunner, we say, and then our body, speech and mind, the actions all follow the mind. So mind is very important to be developed properly through the mindfulness, and be able to control by the other like body and speech. Okay.
Thank you so much. Now I think we have reached the end of this session. So
Okay.
now I hand over this session to Samiksha.
Hmm.
Yeah, we are almost at the end of our session. To sum up, I would like to conclude this session with a short dedication prayer in English, and thereafter, I would like to invite Venerable to lead us in a Tibetan language dedication prayer. So, here we go. The four great vows. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to save them all. Delusions are endless. We vow to cut through them all. The teachings are infinite. We vow to learn them all. The Buddha way is inconceivable. We vow to attain it. May all beings be well, happy, and safe.
Thank you.
So,
So, okay. Thank you, Samiksha, for your beautiful dedication of the four great vows. So now I will do a short dedication in Tibetan. Chambe pawe jita kemba da kundu sangbo deya de jinde deda kwingi jisu da lobji gewa deda tamche rabdo ngo desum shibe gewa tamche ge ngwa ganda chodo nga pai dagi gewe tsawa di genja sangbo jije rabdo ngo regi chase wada chiji sheba da jisu ira kujis gewa chuze dagi chisaba tamche zobe jancho chi ngo jancho simcho rinpoche make panam keju kemba nyamba meba yang kone kundu pelwarai shu.
so thank you once again,
Thank you.
Venerable, for such a wonderful meditation session. And I also wanted to thank all our audience and everyone who joined our this session. And at the end, I would like to say that please like, share, and subscribe our Satwa channel and be updated with the coming events. So once again, thank you to all.